and stuff. I don't know. Grab your coats. We're on for a rocky ride. It's been all international, so I'm going to bring in the lads now. I know that Frank's live from Turkey, so I'm going to bring them in to see, like, what have they been up to? Have they watched any of the games? Some of our players have played really well. So, yeah, let's bring them on. So we've got first in the mix, if I can get this, is George Scott.
Hi,
Hi, George.
Francine.
Are you okay?
How you doing?
I'm
good,
thanks.
Okay, thanks. Lovely. All the best. See you.
Yeah,
good.
It's a big one tonight, isn't it? England versus Scotland.
Oh yeah. Certainly is a big one. Yeah, I've been watching a little bit at the start of it, and it's pretty even at the moment. But it's a fantastic atmosphere at Hampden Park.
Yeah, I bet you there
England
is.
are in the lines then.
Yeah,
so
of course,
we'll see what happens. I mean, we haven't beat England for 20 years, so maybe tonight might be the first time.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't really support England, but is Trent playing?
Of course you do.
Is Trent playing?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I didn't see the teams go up. Robbo's playing for Scotland.
Yeah, well, he will be, won't he?
I'm surprised Doak's not playing. The way he played against Spain under 21. He tore him apart. He was fantastic last night.
Was he? Yeah. And we brought Frank in live from Turkey.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, George.
Where's your mate,
right.
Tommy? Where's Tommy?
Tommy's gone out with his mates. He said he'd try and make it back before the show ends anyway.
Okay.
Looks a bit dark over there.
Sabri. Can you turn the lights on here? They can't see me.
We don't want to see you. Keep the lights off.
I think Tommy's been in every bar in Turkey.
Well, while the lights go on.
Hang on, I'll try and put a light on.
Trent is injured, isn't he? I mean, so I'll just
Trent's
say
injured,
a few alone.
Trent's not playing.
I'll just
He's
say
not
a few
playing.
alone.
He's injured.
Yeah.
This one here.
I've got Barley says, hello, and Reds fans. And she also says, George, hello.
Hi, hello. Hi, nice to speak to you. There's the lights going on, the floodlights.
It's going to be even worse now. Stephen Snape says, good evening, Copites, one and all. Kim says,
nice,
come
Stephen.
on, Scotland.
Good man.
Stephen did say Trent's injured. Viali said, Frank, hugs and kisses. Keegan Murphy says, hi, guys. Red dot and a thumbs up. Thomas Batty, in the LFC bar watching the match. Aya Francine, George, Marios, Frank should be back before the end. So he's watching the match.
Yeah, left me to it.
Violi says, hi, Keegan Murphy. And Neil Broderick says, oh, flower of Scotland.
Yeah.
And Tony says, show us your teeth, Frankie. And
he was over here, Tony Barton that is, and he was over here having his teeth done. He thinks I'm here having my teeth done. I think if he tries to do these, they all fall out.
You'd just be gums. So, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yep.
Oh, I think my dad's froze in Turkey.
I froze, have I?
You're back. You're in and out.
Okay. Well, listen. You mentioned Trent there, and he's out for 2 weeks, isn't he? But I think he should be all right. Whether he plays him, against Wolves, which I'll be home for anyway.
You sound a bit bad, Dad.
What?
You're crackling.
Or am I? I don't know what to do. Batty's out, isn't he?
Okay. We can't do anything, I don't
Okay,
think.
okay.
I'll
can hear you, Frank.
I'll just sit here and listen to you and George. Is Marios coming on?
Not yet.
Is Marios coming on? Yeah.
Not yet.
Okay.
Jamie
I
Phillips
think he is
football
coming on.
chat
He said he's coming on.
has said,
I
hi everyone.
Francine, I sent him a text about his little girl. You know,
Oh, yeah,
from me about you. You know, the message he gave me to tell him.
Yeah, I hope she's better. Is she better? Do you know?
No, unfortunately, no.
So while you've been away, Dad, have you watched any of the international football?
No. No.
What about yourself, George?
Yeah, well, I think Jota scored a couple of goals, or he made a goal, and Szoboszlai's had a cracking game for Hungary. So the goal, and I think Nunes laid on 2 goals for Uruguay. So they've all done well in their international games, as far as I can tell, which is good news for us with the Wolves game coming up next week.
Yeah, well, Endo played well as well,
Can
didn't
you
he? For
hear me, Francine?
Yeah, I can.
Francine, can you hear me? There seems to be some crossing over. I'm talking and I don't know whether you're hearing me or not.
I can hear you. Dad?
Oh, good.
Yeah. No, I can hear him as well.
Good.
Am I lagging or something?
It's a pity Jamie couldn't come on. It's a pity Jamie couldn't come on. You know, Jamie Phillips.
Yeah, his daughter's not well.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
We send her all, we send her all over anyway.
Yeah.
Well, Neil Broderick says, anyone see the stats after 300 Prem games? Klopp won 189. Only Mourinho is ahead by 1 win. Fergie 5 games behind. Considering his net spend, it's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is incredible. Fantastic performance, that really. The wonderful
what
manager.
You see with that, George, statistics don't lie. And that's how good Klopp is. And my shout is this. If he had the money to spend, we'd be phenomenal. I think we're going to be phenomenal this season, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we are, Frank. I think we're going to be so much better this year. We've got so much more strength and depth and some quality players in the team. And, they're looking good really at the moment. So very few of them, apart from Trent, is injured.
Especially in midfield. And as soon as Konate is fit, let's hope for the weekend, and then Virgil's back, after his ban, we're going to be phenomenal. We really are going to be phenomenal because it's that midfield that's given us the legs, the old legs that was missing, if you know what I mean, last season. And we're going to be phenomenal.
Do you think the confidence that the defence now is going to have with the midfield, it'll make them better? Because last season they were all over the place, weren't they? The defence.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying Van Dijk's finished and everything, but that all goes with the confidence of who's in front of you as well.
No, you're right, Francine, because if you think, George and Francine, the beginning of this season, I was looking at Virgil closely, and he was back to his best. He was back to his best because he knew what he had in front of him. And it's only got much stronger with Gravenberch coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know how you pronounce his name. Is it Gravenberch or Gravenberch? I don't know.
I think it's Gravenberch.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It's all Dutch to me.
Yeah, you're right. think
How
you're
do you
right,
think,
Frank. I think he's...
Am I still cracking?
Go on.
No, you
No.
sound good.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to give you the song then?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, thanks very much. Anyway.
Unless it's You Never Walk Alone.
Do you think that Gravenberch should be on the bench and come on at some time against the, the Wolves?
Yeah, I think it would depend how the game's going. He'll definitely be playing against Leicester, I think.
Yeah.
I've no reason why he can't come on during the game. But we've got strength and depth. Like I said, we've got Jota probably sat on the bench because he'll probably play Nunes next Wednesday and Diaz and Salah. And I'll tell you, I was saying to Francine before, that performance by Doak at Hampden the other night, I don't know, you probably didn't see it, Frank. He was absolutely outstanding. And the Spanish press are raving about him. He was like Salah when he was like Jimmy Johnson. You remember him? I mean, he was fantastic. He was going past players and he looked the real business. The 21s against Spain for Scotland. So that's another big strength.
Well, do you know what? There's a Scottish lad here, Glaswegian, big Celtic supporter. One of the old school. And he mentioned Doak because he watched the game. And he mentioned Doak was a plays at Hampden. And he said,
Hampden, yeah.
Do you know what he said? He said he was watching him as a young kid at Celtic. And all the Celtic supporters were saying, this young kid's like, who we said he was like, George, Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson, exactly like him, honest.
Yeah, he said he's got the same traits and everything. And I said, well, we were saying this on the podcast. And I mentioned you, George, about the Shankly boy and everything else. And he said, send him my regards. He's a Shankly boy.
Lovely.
Oh, it's
lovely. That's lovely.
Because
lovely.
Jock Stein was mentioned, and they were talking about the pair of them and how good friends they were, came from the same background, mining background. And then Matt Busby came into the equation.
Yeah, they were great. They were great friends. But if you get a chance to look on YouTube and have a look at Doak's performance, there's highlights on YouTube, and it was super for a young lad. He was head and shoulders above them all.
Yeah, because as I said, this Scottish lad, he said, you've got a great talent. He said, and he could play for the next 15 years. Imagine that.
Yeah,
imagine
absolutely.
That.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just got to keep at it, and he's got to keep performing.
There's a big, listen to this, you've got to get onto this. I was just, lying by the pool, as you do. And there's a big Geordie lad, and he's a smashing fella. And he came behind me, he's quiet, and he put his hand on my shoulder, and I looked up. He said, how are you feeling? I said, I'm feeling all right. And he said, what do you think of Mo? The last minute deal. He's gone to Saudi. And my heart went. And he looked at me. And I went, what? I just said, what? Why? And he burst out laughing. He just bursted out laughing. And he went, I'm only joking. Don't have a heart.
He was winding you up.
Oh, he's winding me up. Good style. And he's not that type of fella either, I thought. But it just shows, there's Marios.
It's Marios, yeah, Marios.
Hello.
Well,
how are you?
Great to see you.
Is it Brian Headley? Is it Brian?
Yeah, it's Brian. It's Brian, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's what? Hi, Francine. Sorry I'm late. Good to see you all. Doak was,
yeah.
Yeah, and was in Dublin to watch Ireland, and Big Verge wasn't good.
Oh, well, he would say that. He's very controversial.
So here's one for you, George, by Val. You just received your book. It's very enjoyable read. Thanks so much for telling the story.
And that's fantastic.
That's,
Just managed to
that
get it
went
in
all
America.
the way to Ohio, by the way. That went
Oh,
all the way
yeah.
to
Thank you
Ohio,
very much.
to Valley.
Thank you, Valley, very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
and Marios is number 1, isn't he, in the LFC charts of books?
Yeah.
It was on Sunday. It was on Sunday. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant,
Some great
Mario.
news.
It's brilliant. We've got both our books up there, mate. I mean,
I bet
Yeah.
you're
a
very
few weeks
proud
ago,
of that,
I think there
aren't
were
you?
2 and 3.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
do.
That's true, Joe. Yeah, that's
It's
really
3
nice.
years.
And
It's 3
I-
years
I
since
think-
Marios, it's 3 years since mine was published. So, keep it up. Keep yours up there as long as you can. It's a brilliant read.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sure is.
It is, yeah.
Everyone who's watching in, please like and subscribe as well. And do it every time you tune in. You just press that like button.
Yeah.
Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy?
He's watching the match.
He's watching the
Um,
match with his mates. So I'm stuck here.
On
I'm
your
stuck
own.
here. On my own.
Gareth Williams says, "Hi everyone, hope you're all good. Here's we are going to sign Andre Trintade in January."
Yeah, we are.
Well,
We are. Got that on good orders, yeah.
I got told that we've got money in the bank here. I've been told that Sal will be going next season. And they're putting the feelers out right now for his replacement.
Who'll be going next season, did you say?
Salah.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
So Neil Broderick says, "Tell you what, looking at Bellingham, he looks like we got a far better deal with
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai is fantastic. I think we've got an absolute winner there.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a direct impact, a great direct impact. It's insane. Yeah. Also, Bellingham has an immediate impact to the Real Madrid. That's true. But Szoboszlai as well to us.
Stephen Snape
Bellingham
says,
is 115 million.
"Well, do you know what? The good thing is, he has totally rebuilt because they're all young, aren't they? They're all young lads that we've got in that midfield.
All with early 20s.
You can mould them into anything. I mean, they can only get better, can't they? God willing." Stephen Snape says, "Endo adds good job." Oh God, good job. Yeah, and all of them. In his pocket the other night against Germany, really put himself about. What do you think? Because he's been slated really out of all the buys. It's been him that's been the one that is, he hasn't hit the ground running to fans, but he's been put in like really bad predicaments, hasn't he? 10 men going in there
twice.
Yeah, twice. So he's only gone there to contain the midfield, hasn't he? He hasn't gone there to set it all alight and start doing fancy flicks and big mad runs and passes. It's just been there to just keep the defense solid and the midfield too.
I think he's a very good
confidence
squad signing.
I'm sorry, George.
Oh,
no, I'm just saying that's where the confidence.
He's a very good squad signing because he's strengthened the support for the midfield in the back. And he's versatile. He can play in any position in the back or in midfield. And he only cost 16 million, which is a steal for a captain of Japan. And to beat Germany 4-1, so he's a quality player. And the best is yet to come from him, I think. And you get plenty of games in the League Cup and in the FA Cup and such like.
No, you're right, because that's what we were lacking in the midfield. And as Enzo came in, and he did solidify it, he really did, until we've got this Gravenberch. I reckon that he's going to be a great squad player this season, and he will get game time. He will get game time.
Of course he will.
Yeah.
Because I think we're going to have a good run in all the cups again as well. And that's where we need quality, which we lacked. I mean, I know we won and we got to finals, but we just, we were burnt out by the Champions League final in Paris. And, with everything else that went on, I think we've got that quality now, like for like players, haven't we?
Yeah. And if you was about that quality last season, when I asked for that quality, we would have won that European Cup. Not only won the Champions League, but we would have won the quadruple. I'm convinced of that.
You're not wrong, Frank. I think you're absolutely correct. We would have done. We should have been forward thinking. Well, at least it's done now. We can look forward to this year, I think, with a lot of optimism in all the competitions, I think, to be honest. And especially going all the way to Dublin.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because it's even Marios knows this, that it's and yourself, George, I'm sorry, and Francine, you know that the midfield was pivotal for every success that we had.
Of course.
Well, it's for every success it's any success that any team has, though, isn't it? You go back to like the 60s with ourselves.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
To the 70s, to the 80s, to like, the United side. Every team.
Yeah.
When Arsenal had the Invincibles, they always had them solid midfielders, didn't they? I know that we've changed our style a lot. Even when we won, Steven Gerrard made our team for so many years. And he's to me, he's one of the greatest ever midfielders of all time.
Yeah.
Well, Zinedine.
But all the great Liverpool teams had a fantastic midfield. Every one of them. They go back in time and you look through the 70s and 80s, and then you should say Gerrard and a bit later on. But we've always had strong midfields, and we didn't last year. And that was the one year that we fell back. And this year, I think we've built it back to where it should be.
Absolutely. Well, that's what Zinedine Zidane said of Steven Gerrard. If there's one player during my generation I was a lot of players alongside, it was Steven Gerrard. And that's one of the greatest compliments coming from one of the greatest players.
Yeah.
Zinedine Zidane.
Yeah. Gerrard was hard to replace. He was an amazing player, wasn't he, for us in so many ways.
I just want to ask Marios this. I want to ask him this. Marios.
Yes.
We're in the Europa League and so is Panathinaikos. What would happen if we draw against you? If you go to support? me and Tommy Batty were laughing our heads off.
There were so many similar questions to me during the draw, the process, and when the Panathinaikos had not come yet out of the balls. There were friends of mine asking me, "Oh, it's coming up, Panathinaikos, Liverpool," but fortunately, it didn't happen. Yeah, it would be really strange, really strange.
Marios, I had the same problem, when Liverpool drew Aberdeen in the European Cup a number of years ago. You may remember that, Frank. They played up at Aberdeen in there. Terry McDermott.
Ferguson was the manager.
That's right. And I was told of it there. But I suppose in Liverpool.
Yeah, I was hoping for Liverpool to come to Greece. There were 3 Greek teams in the Europa League, and I was sure one of them would draw with Liverpool to see Liverpool here in Greece. But nothing happened.
There's plenty of time for that, though, Marios. Plenty of time.
I don't know whether, what is it? Neil Broderick says Robbo Howler, so it looks like he's made a mistake for Scotland.
Yeah, England's are beating them 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0.
It's to be expected. Keegan agrees, saying by all accounts Enzo played great against Germany And Redbird said, I said it from the start, Wataru is a warrior and he'll do a banging job for us.
Yeah, Redbird's always said that about the lad.
And Stephen Snape said, Klopp's had his eye on Enzo for some while. He was far from a panic buy. Plus, he's a good utilitarian centre-back. Enzo's a real good signing, if only for a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, spot
I
on.
think he's just taken over the Milner role.
I was going to say that. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Got all
baby.
excited.
Sorry.
Yeah. He's a
And
workhorse.
Charlie Wood said, talking of books, I've just finished The Voice of Anfield on Audible. Great book. Yeah, it's a great book. I've got it. You've got it as well, Dad, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got
and
it.
you
Yeah.
as well, Mario. We've all got one.
Yeah.
I just want everyone to come and see the opening of me play when it goes on.
When's that?
It'll be. I'm going to put it on next year.
Am I in it?
What's that?
No, you're not in it, Francine.
Why aren't I in it?
It's a reflection of Dickens. The cast has already been made, hasn't it?
Oh, you should have me on it. It's called nepotism.
Yes,
Yeah.
but Marios is in it though.
It's for
Marios is a poor little pauper in a workhouse. A little foreign pauper in a workhouse.
That's what you
And
should
George
do.
comes
Should have a podcast full of. We'll all act it. We all act the ghost on here, so you know. Neil Broderick says, I would throw all the kids out for the Europa games, no distractions, go all out for the Prem and maybe the FA Cup.
What would you say to that, Marios?
Yeah, I will throw a lot of kids on the Europa League games. The level of Liverpool is far better than the other teams that we are drawn with. But I will go for winning the Europa League, I think, because it's a chance for us. We are the biggest name in the competition, and it's a real chance for us to win a title, a European title. That would be a great chance for us to win another European title because we will play in the European Super Cup on August. And there is the only one that Jürgen Klopp misses, We have the lost final in 2016, and maybe this is the time for him to bring it to Liverpool as well. And I don't know if I want to play against Sevilla again, but maybe it's a chance for a revenge against Sevilla and Sergio Ramos too.
Yeah,
I agree. I want him to win it. It's in Dublin.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's in Dublin, and my sister lives in Ireland, and I've already made plans to fly over.
Yep.
I've got my route sorted, meet the lads over there. Yeah. And as you say, it's elusive to Klopp. I remember when we played Seville, and I was totally devastated. So yeah, yeah.
Well, if he don't reach the final, which I think we will, I think we'll win it actually, because
I do.
I'm not being funny against any other teams, but we've got our team back. We really have got our team back, and once they start clicking, I don't think and I'm talking about the Premiership here as well, because we're going to go flying up that league. We're already fourth anyway. And people are looking over the shoulders now. We don't forget, the opening games we played Newcastle away. We played Chelsea away. And when you look at that, and beat Newcastle, by the way.
Should have beat Chelsea.
Yeah.
And should have beat Chelsea.
And two of the games with 10 men. 2 of the games with 10 men for most of the game.
Yeah, of course. And Aston Villa also is a great side. Aston Villa is also a great side. Don't forget this.
I meant to say
The away
Aston Villa.
games.
Well, yeah.
We made them
Rosa
look
Flower
ordinary,
says,
didn't we?
evening folks, one of LFC streams morphed seamlessly into another one, this time with Frank and his esteemed panel. Come on, you Reds.
Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Isn't that lovely? Thank you, Rosa Flowers. Thank you.
Endo is a lot better than what the hate mob are saying.
Totally agree.
I can't understand why there's any hate mob against him. He's a quality player, captain of his country.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. And what we've lost in older players, you know, we needed to gain back, didn't we?
That's right.
I know we've got Salah and things like that, but we've lost the majority of our older players, and you know, the ones who could wrap their arms around. I mean, I don't know whether his English is good or whatever. You know, I don't even know what the language.
Are you talking about?
It is, yeah, it is.
Very good.
Oh, is it?
He's good English. Yeah, very good English.
Yeah.
Can I ask the panel this, including you, Francine? I'll start with you, by the way, Francine. I'm sorry, it's your show. I know that.
It's not my show.
Well, what I'm saying is this: a question. I'll start with you. Go to Marios and to George. What's Thiago's role, do you think, this season?
He's going to be a bit part player, isn't he?
Okay.
That's that. I can't see him throwing out anyone at the moment. Szoboszlai, McAllister. Would he play the Gakpo role? I don't know. Is he going to? You know, it's like, where's Gakpo going to play now? I believe his first game for Holland, he was brilliant. And
yeah,
who's knocking you out? I can't see it, especially with the way we play and the way we have the attack at the moment. So we have our three at attack. So I just can't. I don't know.
Well, as one of the viewers said there, you know, we play all the kids, and Marios agreed. And I'll say to Marios, you know, same sort of question. Do you think the likes of Thiago will be playing with these kids to give them some sort of experience, Marios?
Yeah, for sure. He's an exceptional player, an experienced player, but he's an injury prone, and that's the only problem. And I totally believe that this will be his last season to Liverpool. I was sure he will be sold in the summer, but I think that the fact that Fabinho and Henderson left the club suddenly deleted every possibility for him to leave the club. So the experience part of Thiago is really important in the decision that the team made to keep him on board. So I believe he will be used like a squad rotation player alongside these guys. Yes, of course. And
well, do you know? Yeah. I think we've got to take into what we've got to take into consideration about Thiago is that he could have gone to Saudi. He was offered Saudi, wasn't he? He came in for him, but he decided to stay at Liverpool, and that's great respect for Liverpool Football Club. So, you know, we've got to admire him for that and respect him for that.
Of course.
What do you think, George? What do you think his role will be this season?
Well, I mean, to be honest, some of these kids now, that they're no longer in it. They're not really kids. They're experienced players. Elliot, Bajcetic, these young lads, Curtis Jones, they're all becoming experienced players. But it's very sad what's happened to Thiago for me. It's sad for the club, and it's sad for him. Because like Mario says, he's a wonderful player, talented player. And he could have been so good for us. He looked really, really good when he came in the side. And these injuries have been troubling him now for months. and it doesn't look like he's going to get 100% fit anytime soon. I don't know what the situation is at the moment, whether he's training or whether he's match fit. But I think it would be good to play him with the young lads. Yeah, obviously his experience and talent would rub off on them. But I think, like Mario said, I think he'll be sold because we've got a strong midfield now, and Gravenberch has now come in. We've got Gakpo, we've got McAllister, we've got Szoboszlai. But we've got an embarrassment of riches there now, and I can't see where Thiago's going to fit in unless he becomes 100% fit. And it doesn't look like he is.
Well, I think
if Francine reads out a vase of flowers, and I think he's come out with a cracking point, actually.
Yes.
Thiago, if fit, is still a potent weapon in the Premier League we need to control. Well, don't you think
if he's fit, absolutely.
Well, don't you think Klopp's probably said, listen, stay put, because obviously, you know, he's bought all these new players. They mightn't have gelled quick enough. They're only young lads. And then what he brings to the training ground is, you know, because he is talented, isn't he? He is a world-class player. He was amazing for him buying, but his injury records ruins him, didn't it?
Yeah, and also he was playing when the team was struggling a bit. If he was playing now 100% fit with the team and the quality we've got now, he'd be even better.
Yeah, well, Vase of Flowers again says Thiago must learn from. In fact, Batacic said Thiago must be good to learn from. In fact, Batacic said so in an interview.
Yeah. Well, if you look at, have you ever seen those reels where you see Thiago? He has his tracksuit on and everything. I forget who Liverpool were playing, and he has a word where Darwin, he was coming on the sub, and he kissed him. And looked at it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But that's the experience of the man.
Yes.
That's the experience. And this is why I said, you know, if he was playing in those type of games with the kids, the experience is all there for people to enjoy. But as Vase of Flowers said, but he's still potent for games that we need to control against, you know, in the Premiership. And I think he's right.
Yes, of course. A secret weapon in every match. Not every game will go the way we want. So if Thiago is fit, there's an alternative on the bench to change the game, to change the way we play during a game.
Yeah, he can open up defenses with a pass.
Yeah, exactly. His pass is extraordinary.
It's got to get him fit.
But I just think that...
Sorry, I was looking at other comments and I just didn't hear what you were saying. Sorry.
So you see how hard my job is, Francine? Right. But what you've got, what we have to do, lads, is, you know, get right behind this team. And there's going to be hiccups. We know this. There's bound to be hiccups, especially. But what I can't wait to see is this Gravenberch lad coming in, and then the likes of Szoboszlai and McAllister playing in their rightful positions.
Yes.
And I think it'll be devastating. Then we've got our forwards.
Yeah.
What you said, George, before. What a bench we've got to come on, and these lads can change your game. Even the midfield.
You can start with Jota and bring on Nunes. Start with Nunes, bring on Jota. Start with Gakpo, bring on Diaz. I mean, you can change a game in so many ways with different players.
Well,
it's brilliant.
You know, there was that thing, wasn't there, where people parked the bus. Mourinho started it. Liverpool couldn't find a solution because they tried to play it to say 3 million passes in the 18-yard box and all this. But now we've got players that can literally change a game, that can shoot from outside the area. It's so exciting, this new prospect of Liverpool players. I don't know. I'd say a week before the end of the transfer window, I was fuming. And then by the time the end come, I was pleased. By the time 4 games in, I'm super excited.
Delighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had Tommy. Sorry,
see that-
this is what. Oh, so we've had Tommy Bassey
All right,
commenting for ages, and that's what I was trying to look at. You see, because so we must be looking in, and he's put England are 2-0 up. And Tommy Bassey went, Marios, we'll meet you in Dublin if your team stay out of the way of us. And he added, in my opinion, it's a European trophy. We will win it, but not with kids. Of course, we introduce them gradually, but we need to play a solid first team. Well, once all the dropouts from the Champions League comes into the fold, then obviously you gain, the better players come in. Is that how we play?
Yeah.
I think the key part is much more about the group stage, and because the opponents are not that strong. I think with not the first lineup of the best lineup of us, but the second one can do the job. That's my point of view. It is for the group stage. Later on, the thing will grow up in difficulty, of course.
I think you're going to want to win the European.
So Redbeard says, if you don't want to be abducted by my alien family.
Earthlings, if they like if you don't want to be abducted by it.
Any Star Wars.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, look at that, what Charlie Wood says. I can't believe we have so many players for the under-21 teams. That's fabulous,
Yeah.
That is absolutely... See, we never mentioned there about the midfields, and Curtis Jones, how he's come on.
Yeah, phenomenal.
He's come on leaps and bounds, that lad.
Yeah,
he's worth about 60 million.
He was always stated as having potential. He seemed to stall, didn't he, between the ages of 19 and 21. He never looked like he was pushing anywhere. And then it's like someone threw some miracle grow on him, like that, fairy dust. And then the last 9 games of last season, he just come into his own, didn't he? It was amazing.
That was the first time in his career.
Wasn't it? That was a good analogy, wasn't it?
He started to get regular games, didn't he?
Very just.
Exactly.
He started to play regular. That's what he needed. He needed a run in the team, and he got a run in the team.
Exactly,
he got confidence.
Exactly.
Scored a few goals, made a few passes, and then it came on from there. And he's brilliant.
He had so many setbacks due to injuries, and that was the first time he gained a proper run of games. So,
and that was the back end of last season, when we started to pick up momentum, because we were nowhere, and we started to pick up momentum, which was great. And we're unbeaten in the last 10 games, and that's where he started to shine. And Klopp hasn't lost faith with him. He hasn't lost faith with him. Yeah, I reckon, this is just me here. I reckon that he'll start with Jones as well, against Wolves, with Slobozlai and McAllister.
Yeah,
yes,
me too.
And that'll be the faith there, Klopp.
Yeah. You've got Granit Betts to come on, or Gakpo to come on if you need to later.
Yeah.
A good midfield.
Who would you start with your front three, by the way, George?
I would start with the front three. I would start with Salah, Nunez, and Diaz.
Me too.
You too.
But not always. Sometimes I would start with Jota. But Jota's a lethal weapon to come on, because he's always got a chance of scoring, as is Nunez. So you've got 2 players there that could play half a game each.
Yeah.
Nunes
then
looks
we've got a
much more
midfield.
better defensive wise. He presses a lot, and he's the first player of the team that he defends. He defends.
I think the whole thing is what Frank's been saying for ages. If you keep clean sheets and you've got a tight defense and you've got your midfield tight, our forwards will always score goals because they're so quick, so fast, so talented. They'll score goals every game. We got to keep it tight at the back.
That's all we've got to do. But George,
Yeah.
as you know now, which you're right, you're so right about keeping it tight at the back. We couldn't do it last season. We couldn't, no matter how you looked at it. But now we've got this super midfield. We have got a super midfield and a hard midfield as well.
Yeah.
And with the likes of Gravenberch, you know, just on the fringes now ready to come in. And that Enzo lad, he can do the job as well. Our back four is protected. And the forwards can always do their job. And they will, as George said, score goals. And we've got the greatest goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
Alisson.
Out of the list of the best goalkeeper in the world.
And the best looking.
And we've got Marios, the best looking on the panel.
And me, the oldest.
And we've got glamour presenting as in Francine.
Oh, baby. Thanks, Dad. That's what Dads have to say, isn't it?
You can see the difference on Saturday, couldn't you, with Matip and Gomez? They played much better because they had a midfield in front of them that were more protective.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah. Gomez was another one who's outstanding. I mean, he made a couple of mistakes, but, you know, it's a good job we've got Alisson, really. But Daryl Merry says, Frankie, are you on holiday or in the back garden?
Yeah, I wish it was in the back garden, to be honest. I'm on holiday. I'm in Turkey at the moment. I'll be flying home, Daryl, on Thursday, I think.
What time, Dad?
I'm getting in at midnight. I'm getting in at midnight.
Wednesday?
No, Thursday. Midnight Thursday.
So going into Friday?
Yep.
Oh, because...
Yes.
And myself seem to think that this was my last show. Did you hear that?
No, what's you say?
That was your last show.
I said, Jason and myself thought that today was my last show.
No, it's Thursday, babe. Because
Brian said, well, because you're flying in, obviously.
Yeah, be on Friday. And
okay.
Then it'll be George, Marios and Tommy next week, unless you want to join me, Francine, next to me.
Why, where are you?
You'll be home.
Next Tuesday, I'll be there sitting where you are.
Oh, I don't know. I need a break. So Brian says, I love the sign behind you, Frank.
I don't know what it is.
What's it say? Oh, you're in the family corner.
Oh yeah, it just says Frank's great. That's all it says.
Oh, it doesn't say Carlsberg family corner.
Yeah.
Charlie Wood says, Klopp will take the Europa League seriously. It's the only cup he hasn't won for us, which we've already touched on, haven't we? And I think, you know, with some of the young lads, I know they always say everyone wants the league and everything. I think for them, they'll want to achieve, you know, every European something European, don't they? So they'll want to achieve like glory.
They want to achieve the ultimate. You know, just take Trent, for example, and Virgil. Just those two. If we win this Europa League, they have won every possible cup
Yeah.
to play
Yeah.
for. Every possible cup, both in Europe, domestic, everything. And that's why they will take it seriously.
Yeah.
But you know what? No
Oh, take it
disrespect
serious.
to our European teams in the Europa League. I think he will play the young kids along with the likes of Thiago and a few others as well. You know, I'm not just saying
Yeah.
Thiago. And he will mix it up to give them, to blood them, to be honest. The likes of that young joke, for example. I think
Yeah.
he'll just winds him up on the back and just throw him on and let him do his business.
Yeah, yeah.
Bajcetic as well. Bajcetic as well.
Bajcetic,
Brian says, lads, here goes. If we beat City at least once, can we do it?
Of course we can.
I'd say yeah.
Of course we can.
I'd say yeah.
Pep's going to be weird at the moment. I watched I watched the Arsenal game, against Man U, and I know this right at the death, but just before they scored them goals, I have no fear whatsoever playing Arsenal or Man United. Man United are woeful. They have no organisation. I think Ten Hag will be looking at get his P45. And Arsenal, I've got a good formation and everything, and Arteta's done well, but I just don't see them beating us. I think we'll overrun them in midfield.
It shows you, Man United, they had Johnny Evans.
Sorry, am I supposed
Johnny Evans.
I'll have to say, George, what do you think? Sorry, I'll have to aim it like what my dad. I'll go with George, I'll go then Marios, and then Frank.
No, say Man.
That's for Frank.
You're teaching her there, Frank. Yeah, Johnny Evans was playing for United the other day against Arsenal. That sums them up. Johnny Evans and Maguire. And Maguire's not been getting the first team place. Johnny Evans left about a year ago, and they've taken him back on a year's contract. And they got financial problems in the club with his sale thing. His stock market shares went down, and they're just not in a good place at the moment. I can't see them challenging. City are a different proposition. City are a fantastic side. But so are we this year, and we've matched them in the last 2 or 3 years. And we've got, I think, a better team now than we had then, potentially. So I've said before, Francine, I don't fear anybody coming to Anfield. Don't care who they are. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City, Man, they can all come here. They're not going to win. But so the key is if we beat them at the Etihad, or if we get a point there and 3 here, that would do me. Yeah. They're the only ones I think, them, possibly Spurs this year, look like they're doing quite well. But I think we're head and shoulders above everybody really, other than City, potentially this year.
No one's really played, the top 6 apart from ourselves. You have to count Newcastle in it for some reason. Newcastle have had Saudi buyers, owners, and the next minute they're like top 4, top teams, and you're like, are they really? And we haven't. We've played Newcastle and Chelsea, and nobody else seems to have, apart from the Man United and Arsenal the other day or the other week. But Marius, I'll say sorry. I'm very bad at this, Dad. Marius,
no, you're not.
What do you think?
You're good.
No,
you're good.
You're not.
You're good.
We the fans have a lot of confidence because we see a Liverpool team having confidence to themselves. That's the reality. We believe in this team because we see the players and the manager believing in themselves, and that's the most promising for the first 4 game weeks. And I think the results helped a lot. Of course, that was what we lacked last season. On the very first day, the confidence. And a fit and confident Liverpool will have no fear against anyone. No fear.
No.
Because if we are fit and confident, no one can beat Liverpool. That's true. And I think also Manchester City will not be that well as they were last season. They won everything. They played every possible game. I don't know, and they reached out for the very last day. But it's also the moral part. They will be also tired from the try of last season, and so their performances will not be that well in some games. I think we are the most fresh team in the league.
I think that's a great comment because I was agreeing with George. And what you saying, Marios, that we're fresh, and what George said, I totally agreed with George because I've only said it the other day to a couple of lads here, football fans, and not Liverpool fans. And I said, we've got a far better side than we had last season, a more potent side, a more devastating side. We've got players that can come on and cause devastation and score goals. I said, with our defence now, when they're all fit, we're more solid because of the defence, because we've got the legs in defence in the midfield. We've got the legs in midfield that was missing last season. But they're back now. The time that we were winning the Champions League, the league, fighting Manchester City to the last point every season.
Yeah.
I said, we're back to that best. And this fella were there. Are you? I said, yeah, we are. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
And we've played Chelsea and Newcastle away from home.
Yes.
We've played them both away from home. They've got to come back to Anfield, them two teams.
As the Newcastle lad he says, you haven't given up the fight, which was missing last season. He said, the mentality monsters. The mentality monsters. That's what he said, is back for you lot.
Well, we always had Pep, didn't we? Having a hissy fit on the sidelines, didn't we? Every time we played Liverpool, when we were just rampant, saying this, that, and the other, and you see, he got us pecking up, didn't he, last year, because Liverpool was so bad at the start of the season. You never seen any hissy fits at all, and then obviously they went on to win the lot, didn't he? But I think now his little head will be stewing again. Rent free in the head.
And they've lost some key players, Francine. They've lost De Bruyne for a few months. Gundogan's gone. And they depend a lot on Haaland. If he gets injured, and he might, because he's up in the middle of it all the time, then I think they might not be quite to the same level as they were.
Yeah. Stephen said, sorry folks, just got on. Is Frank's blitzed again? Is that what the sign says behind you?
It's that Evo, yeah. That's it. That's it. But I really think what Marios said, and I think it's the great terminology to be used, was that we are the freshest team. We are the freshest team in this season. And we are fresh. And we can go and keep going.
Brian McMahon says, I hope Ryan G gets a run out at Wolves. The new Ginny people are saying the new midfielders run out will be worth the watch.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
And if he just got that's what we were saying before, George. If you think he'll play, or come on for say half an hour or whatever to see his work. I think that's a very good point. What Brian said.
It's a big pitch, Wolves. So there's plenty of room.
Yeah, look at what Vase of Flowers says, Francine.
I know the lads want to put it up for.
Well, all right, we'll
This
leave
one.
it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think, well, I can't because you jumped in. I think if injury is kind, we can do the English, the Europa League. Oh, God, the Europa League and the Premier League double.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we definitely can. That's correct. Definitely.
Like 72, 73 and 75, 76.
76.
And then he's added, but it'll have to be an extremely kind injury run.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But the thing is now, you know, with Vase of Flowers saying that, we've got the players to come in. We have the players to come in.
Yes.
Look at Virgil
without
van
weakening the
Dijk
team.
out. And we're doing well without him. And we're doing well without Kanete. You know, they're our main two centre-backs. And we're doing well without them. Imagine when they're all fit. We're doing well without Thiago. And he's just getting back to fitness. We're doing well without Betetic. You know, so we've got all the players to fit in those injury things.
And they're all coming back now as well.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
So Vase of Flowers did agree and said we need 4 points from City.
Yeah. Unbeaten.
I
Yes.
think
happy
we
with
can do
that?
that 4 points. I really believe that we can beat them at Anfield.
Yeah,
We
well,
can beat them
definitely.
at Anfield. And we can go up to, you know, the Etihad or the Etihad or whatever it's called. And we can get a point there. So that's achievable. That's in my opinion anyway.
Lee
You're
Brady
right, Frank.
says,
I agree.
hello to the gang. Hope you're all okay. Not been on much recently. Looking forward to getting 3 points at Wolves.
Yeah. I think we will.
Never came on because I was away, you see.
Well, can I ask you something? So, in previous seasons, international breaks has always been the bane of our like a curse, hasn't it? We've either drew silly draws or got beat. How do you feel, or what's your confidence now with this new look Liverpool side that we will take 3 points from Wolves? Because these will be probably our bogey side where we draw 2-2 or 3-3. Frank, I'll go to you because you seem keen.
Okay, I'll tell you for why. And this is a bane to me. It really is, and I'll tell you for why. In the last 6 games that we've had an early kick-off, we've never won. And it's an early kick-off, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we've never won any of them. Never won. So I think you'll see now the resolve of Liverpool, this fresh, as Mario said, this fresh side. And as George said, you know, this new side, this side that was pivotal a couple of seasons ago. And we're back now with the new midfield. So let's see how it goes. Is that Ben there? Is that Ben there, Francine?
He wants to come on, Dad.
Oh,
okay, that's my grandson, Francine's lad.
You all right?
nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Mario, George and Grandad.
He's all right.
Granddad.
Yeah, good. Nice to see you. You can see him there in the corner.
Yeah, just a bit. I'm a bit sweaty. I've just been out all day.
Yeah, he's been boxing.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
With the neighbour
So
next door.
Yeah, with the woman upstairs, Dad. So we're just talking about, like, do you think we'll get 3 points at Spurs?
Against Tottenham. Yeah.
Wolves.
Wolves.
Spurs is the last game of September, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think Wolves is looking that good, to be honest with you. I can't remember the recent games. They won Everton, but everyone wins Everton, don't they? So, I feel like we can get the 3 points, but we've got a lot of players missing, like, you know, the South Americans. So we don't know whether McAllister, Alisson, Nunez, apparently Nunez is going to be on the bench, but we don't know if all these players are starting or even making the bench. You know what I mean?
48 hours before the game, they come back.
Yeah.
But it's the travel, isn't it, that he's worried about?
That was a good point.
I was looking. Diaz is the furthest away. He's traveling 7,600 miles. Then it's Nunez, McAllister, and Alisson.
So I think Alisson will play because he's done it before, where he's played 72 hours after, or 48 hours. I don't think Diaz will play, but Diaz is not really like he's been probably our best player out there at the moment, but we have other supporting like Gakpo, Jota, so I don't think that would be too bad to miss a game against Wolves. Whereas we've got bigger games to worry about than Wolves at the moment, and Wolves aren't really doing well. They're doing all right, but they're not doing the best. Do you know what I mean? Like, they've been all right, but I can't remember the first game that they had.
It doesn't matter. They've lost Nunez.
Yeah, they've lost one of the best players, haven't they?
Yeah.
Lost Nunez.
That's going to be a big.
He
What?
was a danger. He was a danger.
Yeah, well, he's been their player of the. Where who was it? Who they played? Was it where they should have drew? It should have had a pen. Man U, wasn't it? It was the Man United game. He played amazing that game. When they should have drew, they should have got a penalty.
Yeah, you're right. But, you know, don't forget that they've got players away as well. But I know what Ben said about the South American players, you know, coming back. But we're super fit. We are super fit. And I don't understand why, you know, they give us this early kick-off. I can't understand that. And hours are very important as well.
And also, Frank, did you see who's on VAR? Paul Turney. He's on VAR. Yeah, he just sent off, what's his name? Anfield in the Bournemouth game. And he's made so many howlers against us. Why they've put him in charge for a Liverpool game, I just don't quite understand it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be fair and equitable.
Klopp can't stand him. He always says, I don't know what he's got against us. Well, you know, he's a fan, isn't he?
Yeah, 14. But he's in the VAR room, isn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't matter. My friend Jo is live from Turkey too. She just says hello from Turkey.
Hello.
She's in Antalya.
Oh, I thought she was in the apartment. I thought she was in the apartment.
So, Daz Reynolds says, what would the panel starting 11 be? Taking into consideration what Ben says about the travel, do you think Alisson will? Do you think Alisson will start and goal?
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Important for our team to miss. We've got Kelleher. I don't think Kelleher will be a bad shout to start, but I just can't see us without Alisson at the moment.
What about Trent? He will be fit.
Yeah, a Trent might be okay, but you know the way Klopp works. He won't play, you know, unless they're 100%. He won't play them.
Yeah, that's right.
But what you've got also in the wings is the likes of Nunez, Salah. They can run forever. And Gakpo, he scored the other night. So he's there. Jota, he scored two the other night. These are all fresh legs, by the way. And as Ben said about, especially the midfield, you know, with the likes of McAllister. But I think McAllister will play. I think he'll play the midfield that we want to see, with Curtis Jones there alongside Slabozlai and McAllister. I think that's there. But I think Konate will play as well. I think he's fit now.
He's fit, yeah.
I disagree with the midfield. I think it'll be Gravenberch for the first for the debut game. Endo and Szoboszlai in the midfield. I think it's too big of a risk. South and England, the UK is so far apart. There's like jet lag and everything into play. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like
I think
it's all too big of a risk at the moment. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Is it your bedtime, Ben?
I think so.
Leave him alone.
I'm only joking.
I know.
It's a good
Coming
point.
out with sense anyway.
It's a good point Ben's making. It's a good point he's making there. But I think Klopp probably understands the needs of the players. And Klopp will make a decision on when he sees them, when they come back. They have a few days training.
Yeah.
He'll look at them and he'll examine them, and the medical department will test them, and they won't play unless they're 100% fit. But I think most of them will play, actually. I do.
Yeah, I do. And this is where he can change. This is where the likes of Gravenberch can come on.
Well,
Yeah.
Ben's just said Diaz is confirmed to be on the bench.
Nunes.
Oh, Nunes.
I've seen it
Nunes,
before.
Yeah.
So the Evans says Ali, Konate, Gomez, Robbo, Dom, Maka, RG, Endo, Mo, Gakpo, and Diaz. I made up. He shortened all them names.
That's three at the back. Who's playing like
See the way he said, John? You know, someone said to me, I don't know who it was, I think he was a Leeds fan, and he said, I mentioned this to Szoboszlai. He said, oh, do you mean the Scrabble name, fella? The Scrabble name? You couldn't get any better than that, could you? The Scrabble name, fella.
Hey, you look at that comment. Maguire's just scored for Scotland. That's a bit of good news for me. Well done, Harry. Fantastic. Get another one.
Well, is England playing
Yeah.
It's not on goal.
Oh, the Tartan army will be in full flow now.
Paul Bake said, sorry, not Gomez.
So what do you mean, Trent?
Yeah, but Gomez, well, the thing with Gomez is he's played well the past two games, so you know, yeah.
Well, it's
So
going to be Gomez and Matip, or it's going to be Konate and either Gomez and Matip and Gomez right back, isn't he? Because Trent's injured.
yeah,
It's I didn't even see that. That Trent's injured.
yeah. Well, he was injured. He wasn't he?
Oh
Yeah, Trent's got an ankle injury. He didn't go to England, so he's trying to recover. I don't think he'll be fit until the next game after that.
Redbird said that he might be on the bench, Nunes.
Yeah, agrees. Stephen Stake says I wouldn't be too nervous if Kelleher advertised for Alisson if he's left out. The lad's brilliant backup keeper.
Yeah, he's up good enough.
Oh yes, the best. He's the best backup.
But the thing is, Alisson doesn't have to do anything in the game either. Maybe one or two saves if his defence is good. So jet lag's not going to affect him. He's not running around all over the pitch, is he? He's standing on his goal line.
Yeah.
So he should play.
Was he actually playing for Brazil during the friendlies? I don't know.
He'll be playing. Alisson will be playing, I'm sure.
Alisson. No, but they prefer.
He'll be in goals, I'm sure.
They prefer the City goalkeeper, don't they?
Yeah.
Edison,
Yes.
no. I thought Alisson took over him. But I mean, I suppose
I'm just saying.
He'll go on positioning of where Man City was to Liverpool, you know.
Mind you, even if he's not playing, we've got a great deputy, haven't we?
Yeah,
for sure.
I feel like it'll be Mata Gomez, but then I don't know who could cover on the right hand side. So it's gonna be a bit of a. I didn't think about Trent being injured. So he'll be back up to
it says we call the John the boss these days.
The boss these days. Well, I don't know who would be back up for Trent.
Well, Bradley's out, isn't he? You know, the right back.
Yeah.
He's out as well.
So they probably put Gomez right back, and would they play that Quantaro?
Yeah, that'll probably happen. I think he's an all right player as well.
We've got Enzo there as well. He played great the other night for Japan.
Arthur Schofield says, sorry lads for my ignorance, but I thought team managers had to say whether the selection of the officials was acceptable or not.
Not for the lads.
No.
Not for us, no. It'll go to VAR.
Hasn't Van
We have to live with it.
No, he's got 2. So Van Dijk's banned for 2 matches now, isn't it?
No, isn't he back?
Another 2, yeah. After this one. Sure, Eddie saved one. He's got another 3 to save. Because it was a 4-match ban.
No, he's only got 2.
He got fined £100,000 and he had to do 1 game match ban. So even Van Dijk could be back for this game, but I don't know.
Oh, go away.
Sure
I didn't know that. I thought it was a 4-match ban and a big money fine. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he come out and apologised, didn't he?
Oh, okay.
See, Evan says he's fit, but he's in work Saturday, then out to a gig, so I don't think he can put his name to be in the right back for Liverpool either.
No.
So Brian says, what scored on Saturday, Ben? What do you think? What's your score prediction?
I think 4-1. I like the flow of them. Aston Villa are a 10 times better team. And I generally thought that Aston Villa would have gave us a well better game than they did when we played them. And they never. Obviously, it was 3-1, wasn't it? Mm. Yeah, we won 3-1. And I just think we'll wipe the park with Wolves, to be honest with you.
What about you, George? What do you think? What's your score prediction?
Well, I definitely think we'll win, and I would think probably you're looking at maybe hopefully 2 or 3-0. We lost 3-0 last time, didn't we, down there?
Oh.
That was when we were going through a bad spell.
Oh,
so,
that pain.
I think this year, we're no danger of not winning. The way we're playing, I think I'd be very surprised if we don't win by at least 3 goals.
What about you, Marios?
I think we will win by 2-0.
As long as we keep a clean sheet, Marios, I'll be happy. We will score.
Yeah, get a clean sheet. What about you, Frankie boy?
I'd say I'd go along with what George said, 3-0. I said that to Jamie, to Alex T. Gay today. I said 3-0. 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm that confident. Really am.
Steve Evans says 3-1. The Reds and Mo Bangs 2 in. And Paul Berg has gone for 2-2.
Oh.
What Ben said is right. Aston Villa's a much better team than Wolves, and we beat them comfortably. And Everton almost beat Wolves.
I think Ben nailed it because he said about Aston Villa, and he thought that I did as well. I thought they'd give us a hard game, but Liverpool wiped the floor with them. He really did, and I think that they can keep up the momentum now. And I think they'll go to Wolves and have a comfortable win. I really believe
Brian McMahon says 3-0. He says we're going to win 3-0.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put out there, and I think it's going to be a whitewash, and I'm going 5.
5-0.
Yeah, and I'll tell you why, and because all of our international players have played sublime, and I think from coming back, I think Enzo will be made up because they beat Germany, and I know Germany aren't the Germany that they were. And I don't know. I just have this. I'm just being positive. I'm going to put 5-0 on a bet. That's how positive I am, and I'm going to put £10 on that bet.
Oh,
well done. I think
no.
Liverpool will be hungry. They'll be very hungry.
Oh, but
They'll
then
be
again,
really going for it.
Brian said with this clown on VAR, he will do his best to get us to lose at least 2.
Well, if we play well, it won't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like you know the referee that I can't remember his name. The actual referee who's on the pitch. I feel like he's all right though. Every time he's refereed our games, he's been all right. Do you know what I mean? So, it's up to VAR. Obviously, it's always up to VAR, but they have loads of other people in the room with them, not just Paul Tierney. Do you know what I mean? So, he's not going to have that much of an influence on the game, but he will still. I still despise him, John, and I still think he will try and influence the game differently.
So Redbeard says Darwin off the bench, a hat trick.
Well,
Steve Evans said the Villa
Preston.
game was easy in the end. They just couldn't handle our midfield and forward play.
Yeah.
Stephen
We
Smith
made
has
it look easy. We made it look easy.
we did.
Exactly. Exactly.
Stephen Smith 3-0. Motor put them to the sword. We've got Ray Thompson 3-1 to the mighty Reds. You'll never walk alone. Yeah, Michael Oliver is the ref. Yeah.
He's a great ref. He's the best ref in the Premiership, Michael Oliver. I think he's the best.
Yes, he's good.
Brilliant.
Stephen Snape says, Francine Carlyle, your son makes some brilliant observations.
There you go. I agree.
Me too.
Tieran juice and tomfoolery from Tierney on VAR. I hope the douchebag doesn't get the chance. Yeah. And Steve Evans, I agree with Stephen. Ben's plays a blinder here. He's on the bench for Liverpool on Saturday now. Klopp's watching.
I've done my leg in Android, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I know he's done his leg in. So he's out injured. So it's really optimistic from us all, isn't it? You know, hoping that like they all come back injury free too. You know, I don't know if there's any more games now. I think is today the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in the afternoon?
Yeah, I think on the way home now.
Obviously the Premier League.
No, I know that. I mean, what do you mean internationals?
But I have like that. We've got an early kick-off. The past 3 games we've had 3 o'clock kick-offs twice. You can't get any more unlucky than that. Do you know what I mean? Like we haven't been on telly twice. I mean, not
it's because we're not on telly. That is.
When are we playing in the Europa League?
That doesn't
because
start.
I've seen the squad today, and it's a great squad.
Yeah.
It really is a powerful squad.
I think
they've
got 23
joke in it.
Yeah, Ben.
They've got 23 players, and they've got the three young lads in the B division or something. Harvey Elliott, the 3 of them can play. They're under just over 21, homegrown, been with us for 2 years.
Yeah, I think Ben Doak looks the best out of all of them, and that can't say I like him. He's calm on the ball, I think.
That's right.
Yeah,
he's in the squad.
I watched a bit of highlights against Spain, and all the Spanish fans love him. He said
he was fantastic, wasn't he, Ben? Fantastic.
Yeah, he was unbelievable.
He's going to rustle a few people up. He is.
Yeah, he will be good, and it'll be a shame like bringing someone in for Mo Salah when we've got him to develop. You don't really develop players, which I feel like we need to start developing. The only player we've really got is Trent. No, we've got Jones, but Jones
got a young centre half, a young centre half, Quansah. Young lad centre half. Yeah, he looks a good prospect as well.
He looks great. He looks great.
Yeah, but
I agree, George. So someone
he's only young. I mean, he's only the club for years.
Someone mentioned that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
3 Carlyles.
I don't know whether it's the
Generational
volume
list.
on the. I think it's the volume on the podcast.
Well, we're playing against McAllister's brother, aren't we?
Yeah,
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Union
When do we
SG.
play
Yeah,
Leicester? When do we play Leicester?
I think it's later this month, isn't it?
Have we got Leicester?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it is
Next
this month.
week.
When do we play them?
Must be next
In the
week, is
Carabao
it?
Cup.
So now everyone, yeah, we'll see.
I can't believe Leicester's gone down. The other proper.
Yeah, we are playing on Wednesday, 27th.
Yeah, 27th September.
At Anfield.
Isn't Wednesday? Isn't Europa League Thursday nights? Thursday nights.
Yeah,
Champions
play
League
last.
Wednesday, isn't it?
We'll play last, yes. 21st.
I'm going to take our Francine to Toulouse.
Week on Thursday.
Toulouse what? Toulouse.
Yeah, when we get we'll draw against them. And then to Athens next May to meet up at
Be
Marriott.
interesting. Be an
They'll
opposite
go to
ends.
Toulouse.
Toulouse is a great place.
2 weeks tomorrow, Leicester.
Is it? Is it
So
on
the-
weekend?
Yeah.
The exciting thing is the games are coming thick and fast now, isn't it? You know, where once all the cups start kicking in over Christmas, you know, we have that like busy December and November. So yeah, because I mean,
I'd love to see us going for all these cups. Every one of them. League Cup, Europa, all of them. I want to go for all of them this year.
Love supporting Liverpool of Frank's grandson's age. Round the neck sweater, Ben Sherman shirt, a pair of grey Farah, Adidas Samba to complete the 80s look.
Adidas Samba.
And that is totally, isn't it? A pair of
That's
Farah and
it, yeah.
everything.
Yeah. That's it. That's
John
how
Smith.
they
Even and Frank, late jump in, just finished a graft.
I just want to say, you know, about the cups and trophies this year. Realistically, I think we should be going for Europa League and challenging for the title. And that'll be a very good season for us. As the first season, the rebuild, I know everyone's like, oh, we can win this, we can win that, but I'd be happy with a title challenge and a Europa League Cup. And to add on top of it, to win the league or to get a domestic trophy as well would be very good for us. But as I said, I'll be happy
think
with
you're right,
Europa
Frank.
League.
I think you're right, lad. I really think you're right. But that's what
Yeah.
we said before.
Yeah, we did. That's what we want, isn't it?
Premier League. The Premier League. That's the main one, the Premier League.
Yeah.
This is to Steve Evans there. Frank's taking us all to Toulouse and getting the ale in. We'll see.
Brian says, midweek games, the eating on, a big mug of tea, 40 biscuits, LFC TV, live match day, audio, with some games on TV. I love Christmas footy. We all like Christmas football, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And football.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, Steve Hunter commentating on LFC TV. Brilliant.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
He's
unbelievable. John Bradley, I love John Bradley. And he's a nice fella. I know John.
Yeah.
He's a nice fella.
Vase of Flower says, just to be within the reach of City, because being out of the running for the league early is crap. Which it is, isn't it?
No, he's right.
Yeah.
We lost this time last season. We were gone.
I know.
Yeah.
This time last
So far
season.
behind.
Exactly.
But as you said, George, we're just behind now.
Yeah.
You've
got to keep on the tail.
Do you know the other night, coming out of the apartment, I seen the biggest ball. Not us, like, but a real ball. It was huge. It was a big thing, like a donkey size of it. And he was a Liverpool, that young Liverpool that's about our Ben's age. And he come on, he went there. Have you seen that pig? Seen that big pig? I said, it's a boar. He said, what's a boar? I said, that thing there. Big brown thing it was. Seen that pig? It's had horns and everything.
Oh my God.
It was a wild boar. I said to Tommy, I'm not going out. He said, get out,
It's
you
another
big
world.
girl. I'm not getting out with that thing there.
And Tommy was riding it round Turkey.
Said Tommy out first, yeah.
Yeah, slicing some bacon off it.
Yeah. It sounds like you've had a great time over there, Frank.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
good. It's good. It's good. And Tommy's driving me around. I'd love to. I'll bring a photograph over, or I'll send one on Facebook or something. Just see it.
Yeah, come and see
that. It's a scooter. I'm sitting on the back, waving to everyone. Really funny. It's really. But you know when he first started that, I said, "Can you drive one of these?" And he went, "No." And I went, "Oh," I said, "We'll go for a little run down yourself and come back." So he said, "All right." He went, because they're screeching and everything. So anyway, he jumped on it. But he got used to it, you know. After 4 weeks, doing wheelies and everything with it. But you know what happens? You know, there's kids, young kids on there, you know, these motorbike things. And they're only kids.
Yeah.
And they start, they look at us, and they start racing us. You know, come on. Wacky races around little sides.
What is it, like a golf buggy, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it's like. It's a three-wheeler thing. Tommy sits in the front, and there's like another. There's a back of it that two can fit in, if you know what I mean.
Like a rickshaw.
Yeah. But with a
rickshaw.
Yeah. So that's what I'll get a picture of it.
A tuk-tuk.
Oh, there you go.
A tuk-tuk.
I don't know what's a tuk-tuk.
Gaining early momentum and staying close to what you've got, but without the hood over it.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Well, Stephen Snape says, gaining early momentum and staying close to the top will give us encouragement. It'll galvanise the squad too. The red juggernaut rolling early, we're an unstoppable force.
Yeah, well done, Steve.
And Brian McMahon says, this new team will keep us in competition longer into the league and cup, so it'll be a great year to anticipate change for the better. Roll on.
That's a great quote.
That's what we're saying.
That's a great quote, Doc. It really is, because this is what we've been asking for, not just this season. Now, as you know, I put a post up 2 years ago saying, I was looking at them and we were flagging. And I said, we need midfielders. And it was the beginning of last season that Jurgen Klopp, on the penultimate day of the window closing, and he said to the journalists, you were right, I was wrong. I was about the midfield. And he brought Mello in. It wasn't his fault, that wasn't his fault, Mello's. But it just shows you the incompetence. And I have to blame the owners for that. They totally ignored everything. Because Klopp knew that he wanted midfielders. He certainly did. And look at the difference now this time. But mind you, it could be a blessing in disguise, don't you think?
Yeah. When you look back, we were lucky we didn't get Caicedo, and Lavia's injured, long-term injury now.
Yeah.
And Caicedo gave a goal away in his first game, and he's not been doing much at all. So we've got the best of the deal. We've got these two brilliant midfielders for the same price we would have paid for Caicedo.
Yeah,
What
well,
is the
John
next-
Smith. Well, John Smith says, "What is the general position for you all for a strong Liverpool season?" And this is what we've been. I know that you're coming on late, John, but this is what we've been saying all through the programme, that we are in a stronger position now than we have been for a couple of years, and you've got
Yeah.
to say that. And we went after the, the season before last. We went after the quadruple. And as our bench said, we should concentrate on the Premiership and the Europa League. But I think that we could do well as well in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, because we've got the squad to do it. We've got all the fresh legs to do it, and especially with the young kids who are no mugs. They're no mugs. These are seasoned kids.
Yeah.
It's
Every one of them are.
It's Sommy.
Yeah.
Well, Steve
It's
Evans
Sommy.
says Julian Ward's back now at Anfield.
Again, asking about you, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
All right, lads.
Yep.
All right,
Hey,
Francine.
Hello, Tommy.
There's our Ben. Look, there's our
All right,
Ben.
Ben.
Well,
Don't
I
think
just
I've been
about
in
see you,
drugs
Tommy.
because I haven't.
Steve Evans says that Julian Ward's back at Liverpool now. What do you think of that, George? I'll give it to you
I
first.
didn't know that. Yeah.
Who's Julian
I,
Ward?
did, I didn't know that, but that's got to be good news as well. It's got to be good news
Brilliant
as well.
news.
What about you,
It
Marius?
is,
I have no clue about
Julian Ward's.
Julian Ward being back, but
he
yes,
bossed,
it will be
It
it will be really nice for us to be back.
No,
And
Mac.
I hope the same
Yeah.
for Michael Edwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael
But he's
Edwards.
just set up, but he's just set up a new company, hasn't he, with the ex-club
Yeah.
doctor called Lunautics. So I don't think he'll be coming back to us anytime soon. I just want to
Michael
say,
Edwards. Julian Ward's good. Julian Ward's
I know.
better than
I ju-
Smacker, whatever his
a
name
few
was.
people want to say hello to you, Tommy. So Varley says hello.
Yeah, but yes, there. Look.
Stephen
Also,
says
also my
evening.
friend Antonis. My
Get a
friend
bit of
Antonis
class
want
on
to
the
say
job,
hi
the
to you all.
old man.
Listen to him.
Get a bit of class on, and you'll start talking.
No, I just need to go on this one.
My friend
you don't.
Antonis say hi to you all.
Oh, hello.
All good lads and girls.
Ben's leaving now.
I was trying to
I'm
explain
getting
about the buggy
Let's
that
go,
was
is it?
driving around. Trying to
Don't
explain.
talk about that.
Dad, Ben's going now.
Okay.
Oh, that's it.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
I'll have to come back.
Thanks for all your comments, Ben. Thanks for your comments. They're really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cracking.
Ben, brilliant. Yeah, come on anytime, lad.
Brilliant cameo.
I will. I just need
Would you
to
like
go.
to come
I'm
on?
all
Would you like
ready.
Ben? Before you go, would you like to come on with George, Marius, Tommy, and myself? But you'll have to sit by me
Yeah.
when your mum's
You'll have to sit by me.
You don't have to answer that right away, by the way.
I will do.
Hey, Ben's been good.
Well, I missed him, mate.
He's a top
Sorry,
lad.
Ben, mate.
Top red.
Yeah.
My grandson.
I'll see you later. Have a nice
I'll
day.
see you again,
I'll see
Ben.
you later,
Cheers,
Ben.
fella.
Right, son.
Thank you.
Take care. Take care. Stay well.
Later.
I can hardly see you, Tommy. You're in the dark.
It's great to see you, George,
Yes.
and Marius there, my old mate. Yamas!
Yeah, man, mate. Talk to us about
Tommy.
that Harry Maguire on goal.
You're bringing me bad news back from Hampden, I believe.
Well, I wasn't really interested. I was in the LFC.
Well,
but I wasn't.
Scotland lost, didn't they?
2-1, yeah.
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 What about the Harry Maguire on goal?
I think Italy won 2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's the Azori. That's who I support.
Like this English fella supports the
The
Azori.
Azori.
They're Italy.
The Italians.
The,
Yeah.
the Blues.
Yeah.
Azori and the Blues.
Missouri.
What does Brian say, France?
Brian says, it's in our hearts to shout as loud as we can and wish for a strong Liverpool response to last year's efforts. Klopp will use every gift he has to ensure he gets his hands on silverware.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is what we've been saying.
I think you three will
Yeah.
agree that we've got a hell of a team this season.
Yeah.
Jeff done.
Brian says, does any of you remember when...
That's all right.
Brian says, does any of you remember when we played 1982 and we wore red home shirts, black shorts and yellow socks? Thanks, Ben, you're a brilliant young man.
I can't remember that.
Isn't that lovely? That's a lovely, compliment to Ben. Yeah. And
Yes.
I always remember Keegan scoring in, was it 70, 76, 77? It was down there. And he scored the winner.
When they won the league.
Old Molyneux. It was we won the league. That's when we won the league.
We won the league. Thousands down there. Remember?
Oh, they all ran on the pitch. I didn't run on the pitch.
Yeah.
They all did. All the lads.
Kevin Keegan.
And,
Jim
talking
Kismet,
about
you'll never walk alone. Bless him.
Yeah. There's been so many great times, hasn't there? Been so many.
Oh, that's lovely, that.
I remember when we beat the 3-0 and we won the league. That nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jim Kismet. Thanks you for saying that to us. England, what did he say about England?
It's gone. It's gone. Varda Flowers says, my stepdad was at Molyneux that night.
It was unbelievable. Yeah. It was an absolutely incredible. It was like Anfield. Was we getting beat, George? I think we were getting beat. And we came back to win it. Yeah.
3-1, yeah.
And we came back to win it.
Well, do you know in the just after before the 1965 Cup final, I was due to play for the first team against Wolves at Molyneux, and Shanks pulled me out because he'd sold me to Aberdeen and he'd promised Eddie Turnbull that I would go to Aberdeen, and he didn't. And that season, I'd scored the most goals in the reserve team all season, and it would have been one chance to play that one league game in the first team, and about 5 or 6 lads played. They'd only had a few games in the reserves, and I missed it, and I was back up to Aberdeen the following week. And it would have been lovely if I could have just played in that game. You know, we won as well. We won with half a reserve team. Molyneux, 1965, just before the cup final. Yeah, memories of Molyneux.
I just want to say to Jay Kismet, we're having a good time, me and Tommy. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, Tommy's having a good time.
One of us is anyway.
Germany 1-0. Jim Kismet said Germany won France. They will go for Klopp after they sack Flick. Would like to see job one.
Yeah, but he's made no shakers.
About 2 years time.
No. And he hasn't. And
but it won't be this season or next season.
He will manage them. Who would you like to see, George? And I'll go to the Marios. No, I'll go to Marios first. If Klopp leaves, who would you like to see as manager?
Oh, that's a very difficult question. I have asked this question many times to myself. it's difficult because Jurgen Klopp is much more than a manager of the team. It's a symbol for the whole fan base of Liverpool, and that's it's really hard to pick one that he could replace him in so good. Really have no draft answer at the moment. Really, don't know.
I would imagine Stephen Clark there.
Stephen Clark.
Yeah.
He was our assistant manager, wasn't he? Stephen Clark.
Yeah.
The Scottish manager.
Yeah.
Good coach.
Yeah, I don't see that.
And he's doing a good job at Scotland too.
Who would you like to see,
Yes,
George?
yeah.
Who would you like to see?
What about our ex-midfield player doing well at the moment?
Xabi.
Xabi.
Yeah,
Alonso.
that's who I'd like to see.
But it's early days. I mean, he's doing really well at the moment.
Yeah, of course.
Things can change, you know. I don't think Jurgen will leave for at least another couple of years.
No. Yeah.
And things can change and new people come through. It's difficult.
But between all the people watching as well, it seems to be the consensus, Alonso.
The Xabi.
Except
Oh.
for Charlie Wood.
Commented before.
Yeah, she said, she mentioned you.
I was listening to the Scottish match, having a pint and watching that on my phone. And I didn't realise my phone wasn't charged up. Phone just went dead.
Oh, it's lost it.
So John Smith says, was just thinking the other day, it would be a whole new Wales in a post-Klopp era, but I think that's where a strong domestic Liverpool identity is a vital legacy. Well, hence why he's bought this midfield of such young players.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Jurgen Klopp's going to leave a
go-
legacy.
If you go back, we all thought when Shanks left, it was the end of the road. And then Bobby Paisley came in and brought us on further. So when Klopp leaves, somebody will emerge. You know, Steve Gerrard looked to be the hot favourite, but he seems to be just marking time at the moment. And he seems to maybe just give his chances a bit less by going to Saudi.
Ready. He's not ready yet, George.
No, he proved that at Villa.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But then again, he could come like 12 months, 18 months
In 2
before
years, in 2 years' time, he might well be ready for it. It's an interesting one, really, because it's hard to envisage Klopp leaving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so powerful.
Well, Charlie Wood said Steve Clark was with Kenny. Jake Kismet, for me, Thomas Frank is also a guy who would suit us, top character.
I mean, he's done well at Brentford with limited resources.
Right. Yeah. Well, Brian said
Klopp's got
Ancelotti.
limited. I'm not being funny, but Klopp's got limited resources as well.
Yeah, not as limited as Brentford.
The Xabi is also great.
No, I fully understand that. As long as we don't get
Basil Flowers said, does Derby has proved he can operate on a lower budget already? Steve Evans has said, is Mike Bassett still available?
What about Ricky Tomo? Done a good job.
Brian said, could Rafa have another go? No.
I think that bird's for Bill.
And Jay Kismet went, it's Germany 2-1 France now. I'm like, see facts.
Jay Kismet. He's a multitasker. Watches games like him here next door to me.
Stephen Snape said Steve Gerrard needs to shadow an experienced manager to acquire the skills in man management. It's way too early for him, Not one person mentioned Stephen Gerrard, to be fair.
Yeah, but
no one.
The way I look with Stevie G is he comes to Anfield about 2 years before Jurgen goes and works with him.
That's the only way.
I don't want Stephen Gerrard being our manager.
But I don't think that Stephen Gerrard should have left Liverpool to go and manage Rangers he should have stayed with Jürgen and become his right-hand man.
Yeah.
And learned.
And then he would have learned.
You can't knock him. He won the league with them.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Jürgen. I'm not talking about Scotland.
Yeah, but he
Well,
won up
Steve
to
Evans says.
Yeah.
Steve Evans says, I reckon Tommy Gingernuts would be a good shout with Frankie as his right-hand cam lad.
Gingernuts, eh?
I've got them in the house here.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yeah.
Inzaghi, Brian says.
Inzaghi's a great manager, yeah.
And you put it.
Zebri, yeah. He's a cracker.
Zebri, Jake Kismet says, has to win something first for me to take him serious. He's just come into the Premier League. Frank has done a shift with Brentford and done well.
Yeah, he has.
I think Jürgen Klopp will have an idea who he wants to take over from him.
I just hope it's not. I'm not being funny against the fella, Pep Linders. I just don't want him.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, he's a bit. I don't want him either. He's a bit anonymous to me.
Yeah,
he lacks personality.
Yeah, yeah.
And he wouldn't throw it to the fans.
And he runs funny.
Oh well, you can't have that, can you?
Oh, can't have a manager at Liverpool running funny, can you?
I think the first thing for a Liverpool manager, he's got to relate to the supporters, and that's what Klopp does so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can read it. You can read it all in Marios's book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Brian McMahon. Klopp was the start of a new manager.
You can read about the two greatest managers Liverpool have ever had, or the three, in his book and my book. You got Shankly, Paisley, and Klopp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Says it all. And, you know, there's even Kenny, who won the the first double. He won us the double, the first time he ever won a double. FA Cup and the league.
Yeah.
And he was out of it, out of the top three. Because these lads, Paisley, Shankly built the foundations,
He did.
He built what Liverpool is today. But Paisley, he won 3 European Cups when you had to be champions of the league. Champions in the country, rather. And won 3 European Cups with the one club. And he was the only manager to do it with the same club.
Yeah.
The same club. And Joe Fagan, first season, he won the treble.
Yeah.
And people forget about that. They forget about it.
I know. Fantastic.
Never gets mentioned.
Incredible.
Well, Vase of Flowers said Guardiola and Klopp have taken the Premier League to a new unreached level of points tallies. It's been a right old ding-dong with City in the league in recent years. Yeah, but we've always came out worse, haven't we? The final game. I just want it to be the other way around one time.
Yeah.
I think Jürgen will have a lot to say who goes in charge after he goes.
Yeah.
So exactly a Frank Peppism for us fans. I haven't heard one LFC fan who said they were won him after Klopp. Oh, hang on, sorry. He shouldn't have written that book.
Yeah, the book.
Yeah. Nonsense.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Is a good experienced manager. That's his limits. Is Stephen Snape.
Yeah, that can often be the case, can't it?
Yeah, one-off night in the old European Cup and you were out. That was it, isn't it?
We were talking about that, weren't we, Tom? We were only talking about
no second chances.
You're gone.
Yeah.
You're gone. And to win it 3 times.
Yeah, but see, it's all about money now.
Yeah.
The league system you've got. They get beaten that and they go drop down into the other one. It's all money making.
Of course it is. It is. John Smith, how much do you think the ability of the younger lads really stepping up is key to the club's longevity? Well, it's vital, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it's
Yeah.
vital. That's what we were talking about before with the likes of, Curtis Jones. You've got to put Curtis Jones into that equation. Young Harvey Elliott, young Joe Batatic. These are all young players who'll be with Liverpool for evermore if they want. And you don't forget that the likes of Slabozlai, he's 22. Gravenberg's 21. They're younger than Curtis Jones. And they're 23 years of age, McAllister.
Because Klopp has a
Fantastic,
plan.
That's the plan.
It's brilliant.
Klopp has a plan. He's going to leave a legacy. After he's gone.
Yeah, of course he is. It's written in the stars.
Yeah. They're going to get plenty of games this year, these young lads. They're going to be in a lot in the League Cup and in the other competitions we're playing in.
I was listening to what you were saying before, Francine, about playing the kids in the European trophy. It's brilliant to bring the kids in, but we won't win that with kids. We need a solid first team performance to win that trophy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, especially in the later stages, once you get the big teams coming through from the European Cup. Because I'm sure we'll qualify quite comfortably in the local.
I think we'll win it myself personally.
Yeah.
Just
no reason why
the
not, Tommy, is there? No
experience. Like playing the lesser teams in Europe. No disrespect to the lesser teams in Europe. And that's where the likes of Thiago comes into the equation. And a few other senior players, by the way. And Enzo. To give the kids
don't forget these teams what are in that Europa League.
Yeah.
They'd only just missed out on Champions League. So there's no crap teams there.
Yeah.
What do you think about non-EU teams being in the European Cup?
Wrong.
Well, it is what it is. European, it says, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you got the likes of Israel, not against Israel, but they're not in Europe. They're a Middle Eastern country.
But you've got a gang from here.
From me?
Load of teams from
Turkey.
Yeah. Turkey's in Europe, though. Turkey's a European country.
Yeah.
Oh, Tommy's cogs are going there.
Is that because you got a load of euros instead of Turkish lira?
Francine got me.
Yeah, you.
Yeah. You. What does Stephen Snape say?
I got told to use
euros. Now, what does Stephen Snape say?
Stephen Snape says Joe Fagan's victory in Rome in '84 doesn't get the recognition it deserves. To beat Roma in their own stadium was an incredible achievement.
Yeah. And he doesn't get recognised. It's like when people are mentioning great, these great midfielders, and Stephen gets it, which is right, Steven Gerrard always gets mentioned, Souness, and one player that hardly gets mentioned is Ray Kennedy, and to some extent, Terry McDermott. And Terry McDermott, for me, was one of the best. Scored the greatest goal ever at Anfield. Greatest club goal ever. And then Peter Cormack.
They were all great players. Ronnie Whelan.
In their own right.
My favourite pic of Joe is on a sun lounger with old big ears.
Yeah. The day after, and he's just sitting there with the...
Yeah. He was such a down-to-earth character. Just such a down-to-earth character, Joe Fagan. He really was a lovely, lovely man. And he could be ruthless. He could be ruthless when he wanted to be, but he was a great tactician. I mean, I played under him for 3 years. He was a reserve team coach, and he taught me so much, really. And I was so pleased when he did that wonderful season get the treble. And it would have been a European Cup, but for the sad situation at Heysel, which broke the man.
Yeah.
It broke him, really.
Yeah.
It really did.
That,
Would have broken anybody. And they would have won that
Yeah.
game against Juventus, I think. But
yeah.
Yeah,
the sad
of
ending
course.
to the season.
Yeah.
No, you're
Um,
right.
Go on, Dad.
No, I was just saying about Joe Fagan, and there's lots of people. Georgie and I have mentioned a scout, and he was one of the greatest scouts ever, and that was Jeff Twentyman.
Yeah.
The players he brought in were phenomenal
Yeah.
because he has an eye for talent, and he just didn't he, George?
He wrote a good book as well about it, yeah. Yeah.
Incredible.
He was brilliant.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Go on, France.
So it's 3 minutes past 10, boys.
Okay.
So Stephen
Frank,
Snape says,
just before we go, Francine.
3 minutes past 11 to Greece. 12, sorry.
On Thursday, Frank, I'm meeting up with Johnny Wheeler's daughter. Do you remember Johnny Wheeler?
Yes,
Played
I
for
remember
Liverpool.
Johnny Wheeler, yeah.
He played in
Wasn't
the
he a
Blackpool,
right half or a left half? Right half?
played in the Matthews Cup final for Bolton. He played for Tranmere and he played for Liverpool, captain Liverpool.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting his daughter Sue on Thursday, and her husband. I look forward to that.
Oh, that's great. That's lovely, that.
Yeah. Sign a book for her and give her some photographs of her dad.
Johnny Wheeler.
That's lovely.
He was a great player, Johnny.
What's
Played with
his,
Jimmy Mealy
Stephen
and all that,
Snape?
you know.
What's a Stephen Snape say, babe?
An absolutely brilliant show tonight, exquisitely hosted by your daughter, Francine Carlyle. Okay, typifying the unfettered enthusiasm synonymous with England football's most decorated club.
Oh, wonderful quote. Well done, Francine.
I think he used too many big words there.
He always just does
He used too many big words there. I couldn't understand that.
Dictionary caller.
I can't see it, Tommy. It's disappeared into the gloom.
We could do with Susie Dent here.
Everyone take care. Great show as usual. Thanks to Francine, Frank, George, Marios, Tommy, and young Ben. Great value yet again. God bless.
Yeah, good
Night,
lad.
lad.
That's lovely.
That's
That's
How old
lovely.
is he, Francine?
Saying this.
He's 19.
19. Lovely. Great.
Yeah. So
What's a Steve
yeah,
Evans
I
show?
don't, off nice all another great show. Well done again. There's just loads of comments that
Getting a
you
lot of
just missed
bouquets here
everyone.
tonight, Francine.
Do you know what you said before? I've got to say to Terasi as well, because it won't be here Thursday. My dad will be here. And she doesn't know that. Dad's still in Turkey.
He don't come home till Thursday night.
No, I know.
We land in Liverpool at 12:30.
How are we going to get? Is Ben picking me up, or do we have to get a cab?
Where are you flying in from?
From Dalaman.
No,
No,
we're a
where are you
flying
flying
shoe
into?
No, flying from Dalaman to John Lennon.
to John Lennon Airport.
We're both in work. Ben,
Oh, okay.
are you in work on Friday? Grandad wants you to pick him up at midnight.
No, it's all right. I'll get a cab. I'll get a cab.
All right, well,
What's
I don't want to
his
be...
What's his Jake Kismet? Oh, it's all right.
He's talking to...
Oh, Valley, yeah.
You might need a taxi if the plane crashes.
Oh, fuck off.
Right. Dad! You just swore!
I never...
You've just swore!
Yeah.
You did!
That's him, that.
I didn't swear.
I think Tommy's teasing him there, I think.
Right, all right.
Time for my Horlicks.
Go. All right.
Time for the Horlicks,
You know, wash
Francine.
your ears, wash your mouth. So, good night, bless everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Francine, thanks very much for a lovely show.
Thank you so
Great.
much.
Very
Done a
awesome.
great
Speak to you
job.
later. Enjoy the rest of your
next
holidays,
week, boys.
boys.
Francine, you've
Take
done an
care.
excellent
Good night. God
job, love.
bless.
And I'll see you next week.